This is the 20th video of the wargaming of Warplan's War in Europe. I am playing the Germans, and the game's artificial intelligence is playing the Allies. So let's load the game in and get to it. Now I have finally been able to develop a 1939 scenario in this game, and I was able to make two alterations to the game. First of all, I extended the railroad repair rate from 2 hexes to 3 hexes, and hopefully that should bring the game more into historically what the Germans were able to do in Russia. The repair rate set for the game is too low for what the Germans actually did. Now, the second thing, which was really great, I was able to do is I set the logistical points to 0 for all the units, so logistics is no longer a factor in the game. And I still don't understand. I read design notes from the designer, and I still don't understand the logic behind it, because he was trying to imply somehow it was allowable builds, but that's not true, because the game has its own allowable builds built in. You can only build so many of each type of unit, and I'm going through that now to determine the accuracy with historically what was done. But that should cover that. You got the allowable builds in the system. You have the manpower in the system, and you have the production points in the system. So I don't know whether that was just a fudge factor because they want to imbalance the game. I have a feeling it is. And what I mean by that is, I'll give you an example. SPI's War in the Pacific. If you look at U.S. production in that game, it's about a third of what it should be. I mean, U.S. production historically was overwhelming, and they deliberately made it a third of what it was so that the Japanese would have a chance to win. Now, I can understand that because I've played with a lot of wargamers, and as soon as they sense they lost, they want to quit and start over or start another game. So, I always like to play it out anyway. You play with the cards you've been dealt. But there's a lot of crybabies in there that, oh, I can't win, so I give up. So I quit. Let's start over. So I think there's a lot of that. When you sell a game, if it's obvious as the Japanese, you're going to get slaughtered. Nobody's going to want to play the Japanese, and probably nobody's going to want to buy the game because they're not going to find people that'll play the Japanese. And I think it's the same thing with Europe in a lot of games. The Germans tend to be so strong, they're almost unbeatable. And so they've got to tone the Germans down so that they lose. And I think they did a little of that in this game. We'll see. But, I want to play a historical game. It's like, don't give me these fudge factors you put in there, because then it's a fantasy game. You might as well be playing Dungeons and Dragons. I want to play a realistic historical game, and if they're going to lose, like Napoleon at Waterloo, I want to try different strategies and see what would happen. You know, I don't want Napoleon to win Waterloo every single time, and I don't. It's okay if he loses it every single time, as long as it's a realistic game and the strategies I tried don't work. But on a game like Waterloo or Gettysburg, the different strategies and tactics you can try are almost infinite, because so many mistakes were made by the battle, or so many things could have turned out differently. So anyway, that's why I am really happy. I think it's Sousa that was the designer. I mean, this guy is really brilliant in doing that, making his game components available for alteration. Now, I'm going to post that when I start the new game. I'm going to go all the way through this game, and then when I start it again, I'll play the Germans under those rules and see how they work. But this guy is really brilliant as a war game designer. Not only did he design elements in this game that are tremendous, but he gave you access to his design so you can change it to make it even better. Now, maybe he has some valid reasons for some of the choices he made, and I'd like to hear them. But so far, I've heard a tutorial he gave, but it's really just how the game works. It's not... I would like him to be interviewed for what he had in mind when he designed different elements of this game. Like, why really did he put in logistics points? You know, it gives me the specifics. What was lacking that these logistics points address? Now, I think I said this before, and I'll stop after a couple minutes, but, you know, Einstein did the same thing, as brilliant as he was. Well, what happened was he developed a form for quantum mechanics, I believe, that just didn't work out, no matter what he did. So what he did was he put a fudge factor in there, just some random number that made his formula come out and make sense. Well, you know, when people really initially looked at the formula, his fudge number was in there, so they said, oh, that's pretty good. That kind of makes sense. But then when people looked at it further and they took the fudge factor out, it made no sense. And they saw his formula was inadequate to describe what was happening in quantum mechanics, and he was never able to fix it. You know, once you took that fudge factor out, nothing worked. And I think that's what a lot of game designers do. And, you know, partially they're there to make money. You know, they're not a charity organization. So I think they know that if they sometimes set up games with great historical accuracy, no one is going to want to play one side or the other, because it's obvious you're not going to win. So they make every game so you can win on either side. And to tell you the truth, a lot of gamers, that's what they want. But a lot of real, true historical war gamers, they don't want that. They want the historical situations to be accurate. So they have a historically accurate game as possible to play. You know, they don't want a fantasy game. Otherwise, they'd play fantasy games. You know, you just go play a zombie game because that would be as realistic as one of your historical battles. So anyway, I mean, that's my 2 cents worth. But we'll go on with those 2 alterations. I think it'll make a big difference in Russia. Now, it's not they're going to knock all the Russians off and we're going to win. but I want them to be able to duplicate what the Germans did. If they do that, they'll come as close as possible to historical reality. Now, when you play a game and it's impossible for the Germans to be supplied inside the Crimea, it's not a well-developed game. Or if it's impossible for the Germans to build as many units as they did, it's not a historical game. It's been tampered with, or the research is bad or sloppy. Because all of those numbers are out there now, and anybody can add them up, which I'm doing. It takes some time because there's a lot of debate. For instance, this is going to be the last point. Honest to God, I'll quit. There can be a lot of debate on how many German divisions there were. If you look at just the ones that were listed, you'll come up with like high 200s, low 300 divisions. But if you look at division histories and you read them, and I've got nothing to do to tout this book. I don't get any money from it. Nobody told me to do it, but this book is great for researching German divisions. It's called Hitler's Legions, the German Army Order of Battle, World War II, by Samuel Mitchum, Jr. And it's got all of the division histories. So you can read what kind of a division it was. Some of these German divisions, they were made up of Croats and Muslims. That's not a German division. That's a Croat and Muslim division. You can't count that as being German. Some of them were made up of Scandinavians, of Dutchmen. Some of them only had one regiment. A bunch of them were just dissolved after the Battle of France, because Hitler thought he didn't need them anymore. And there's a whole bunch of reasons why it's not valid to count those divisions. Sometimes, like the infantry divisions were upgraded into armor divisions. Well, you can't count that as an infantry division then. Or you can't count the armor division. One of the two, you can't count both. But a lot of, and they're not even historians, a lot of people will count both. They'll say, oh, the Germans had this many and this many. But you've got to read the histories of all the divisions, which a book like this is excellent. And you got to sift through it. It takes time, sure, but that's what research is. But in effect, then, you find out the Germans really had not 300 infantry divisions, not 200, but they really had about 160. And maybe the game encompasses that, which is fine. That's what it should do. So we'll see. So I'm doing research on what the Germans have, and then I'll see what they can produce. Now, the nice thing is, Susa has an area in there where you can change the German production points, and you can change the manpower. So, if you're a true military historian, you'll play the game several times and keep tweaking it until finally it comes out right. And that should be the war game you play. Because if the Germans can build what they did historically, now of course, there's a lot of factors in it, because, well, even though the Allied did a lot of bombing, it was ineffective against the Germans because they had so much excess manufacturing capacity. So like in 1944, they were building stuff like crazy, but it was like aircraft like crazy, but they didn't have enough pilots to man them at that time. But, the game's got to reflect that. And so as much strategic bombing as the Allies did, except at the very end of the war when they affected transportation systems. It really didn't affect German production that much in 1944. It did in 45 because the bottom just fell out of everything. So anyway, that's the end. And in the next game we play of this, it'll be different. We'll see how that works out. Meanwhile, let us continue with this one. So, I guess these yellow things are mines off the coast. I don't know what the hell they are. No, these red things are mines. Could it be the invasion starting? No, they're all over the place. What the hell are all these things? That means something, but I don't know what, because they're everywhere. It's not an invasion. Does that mean ice there? No, they go all the way down into France. I don't know what the hell that means. I'll have to see if I can look that up. Let me click on the hex and see. Oh, it means cold? Yeah, it means cold. No? Every hex I click on says cold. These don't say anything. I wonder what the hell that is. Oh well, I guess we'll find out one day. Okay, so let's go back to our withdraw here. Oh, look at that. He beat up some guy here. It went down to 25, but my replacement rate is so high. And look at it, it's 506. Jesus. So it got replaced immediately. That was interesting. Okay. So we've got to ship. We're going to have extra units here. We've got to ship some more to France. Oh yeah, we got this Vichy problem to handle. Let's handle the Vichy problem. This guy going to Lyon. Now, can this... Yeah, he can invade. We'll get Marseille. Enemy retreats or is sunk in port. Now, it should be one or the other, not could be this and it could be that. It should be the enemy retreats or the enemy is sunk in port. It's very mysterious. Okay. We'll give Vichy a real work over here. Jesus, I only got 4 to 1 on him? Holy mackerel, I got 3 Panzer Corps. Can hardly believe that. We'll attack him. I took 1 and he took 8. Jesus, that guy is strong. Oh, this guy dropped off, so we've still got 4 to 1. Well, we took 3, he took 8. When's this guy gonna go down? 6 to 1, better. Okay, finally he disappeared. Jesus, that guy was tough. We'll occupy Vichy. Holy moly. It's good he didn't... Vichy didn't have... What are these guys? USA enemy airfield. Oh, look. It came up through Spain. Oh. How interesting. So it's on. We got another Vichy formation. Yeah, look, on both sides of Spain. Or wait, are these Spanish units? Unknown ships. Spanish ships. Well, these aren't Spanish. These are British, so... These air units? Well, we're going to have to go down there and find out, aren't we? Okay, so that helps define things. What is it, February? Holy cow. So we're going to have to send some troops down there. Well, let's see, since we got to get rid of some here to make room, let's send some of them from here. Oh. Guess we should send them in by way of Italy. Oh, maybe not. Send them in right there. Let me get another armor core down here. Send this one. What do you know about that? Oh, it's snow. Well, some of these guys can fly in the snow. Come on. If he's got air units down there, we'll have to have air units down there. I'll have to change the mission of these. Now that was a surprise move, I will admit. Who could have anticipated they would come in February of all places? Sounds to me like another beached whale, just like Italy was. Just going to give me plenty of time to prepare. And I won't have to worry about him invading. Well, at least in a lot of strength. Because the Atlantic won't be suitable for it. Let's send this guy down there. Okay, let's change the mission of these guys. Oh, wait. No, we want support. Full support. Full support, good. Full support, because we want these guys to intercept mission only. We want these guys full support and it's ground. sure all these are set for ground. So we want these to intercept enemy aircraft or escort our own. Full support, okay. Now we've got to organize for war. War. Now we send the Stukas down. Where's the rest of those Stukas? There's another one. Let's get them down here. And get a couple of these guys down here, these Long Rangers. Okay. Now we have to set these aircraft for missions. I had them set for sea. Now we need them. It's mission only for land. Now one thing I think I've noticed is if these aircraft attack by themselves, they're almost worthless. But what I think you have to do is have them, and I don't know whether this is true, have them attack in conjunction with a land attacking units, because then they may be a lot more effective. So we're going to see. I mean, that's my theory. See, as usual, there's not enough information on them for you to make that determination. Okay, this is naval. We want ground and we want mission. Ground, mission. Mission, ground. Okay, I think I reset all these guys. Okay. Now this is bizarre. I mean, maybe he didn't invade Spain, because see, this is right on the border. So how did these guys get here? Was it in conjunction because they captured other areas of Vichy? Oh, Vichy. Germans declared war against Vichy. So I guess the U.S. was able to come in. That's how they came in. So they just flew aircraft there. Because these little squiggly things out here may mean they can't do amphibious operations in this weather. So the only way they had to get there is to either come through Marseille or this other one, or just fly in here. This is going to be interesting. So it might mean they can't bring any land units in. Of course, it's going to be March pretty soon, so maybe these squiggly things will go away. But that's okay. I mean, this is as far away from Germany as you can get. So if you want to invade down here in 1944 as your main invasion, good luck. Because I don't mind at all. A lot better than if he came up near Antwerp. And I'm shortening the line here, so I'm going to be picking up additional units. In fact, if I had some rail, I'd rail some more. Okay, what do we got to do here? This one can only go there. So we got to take that unit out, move that one in. Trying to save this Romanian. So next turn then he can move across here and I can continue my retreat, hopefully. So let's get this guy here. Move these guys back. Okay, that guy moved. Move this guy back. I see a lot of these guys I'll be able to rail out. So we're good. Finland is good. Now, did we get... I still got 1,200 trucks. That's ridiculous in a way. They should have had a limit on that. Oh, all those air defense points. But is this going to be a pain in the ass? Because I've got to go down here to click on them. That means I'm going to have to bypass all these coastal ones. Jesus. Okay. He always hits Lil. Lil's got 0. See, I'm going to have to go down here now. Ding, ding. Lil's got 2. Three. Four. This should make 6. Yeah. Now Lil was urban, so I suppose he'll go after Rouen. That's a big city. That's got 0 anti-aircraft, so let's deploy some there. So we're not going to obviously have any fighters to defend it. So anti-aircraft, one more, is the second best. And you can set anti-aircraft to be a lot more powerful. I mean, all these settings are available. If you feel it's underpowered, you know, like they're making these 128 millimeter radar control guns that should be stronger or more powerful. You can adjust that. Okay, who else should get anti-aircraft? Well, I guess I'll see what he attacks. I gotta ton of anti-aircraft, I'll just put it there. I'll have to keep an eye on this devil. See if he did anything in Italy. No. Put this guy up in Bordeaux. Oh. Put this guy in Bordeaux. What's he doing up there? Well, supply's pretty good up to the border. We'll see how it goes once I go inland. Okay. We're into the AI's portion of the phase. Let's see what tricky stuff he's going to do now. Because those airfield hexes, and I wish he would have chose a better icon. Those are air units. Ooh, he is attacking full. Suffering losses, it looks like. Well, he got me down to 18 there. I hear attack noises, but I don't see any attack. Ooh, Cagliari again. Must be about the 30th time he's attacked that. Okay, Vichy moved its capital to Toulouse. Oh, I see. Well, it's not going to do you much good. So all those air units disappeared except for this one? How interesting. Well, let's do first things first. Let's check on Finland. Yes, they're good. Then we'll do our retreat here. Now see, that unit that was low, he's been rebuilt. I got to give these guys trucks, which I'll do as soon as I see what this guy can do. Jesus, he can only move that damn hex. Okay, let's move these guys out. Keep these guys on our rail. Oh, look, he had him surrounded by 4 guys. You were going to attack him, huh? Now let's see you attack him. You can still get 3 guys on him, but one of them will be behind a river. Okay. Let's go down here and feed these guys trucks to keep get their effectiveness back up. And we'll see what the Ruskies did in their attacks. Yeah, all of these guys are in the 70s or 80s for effectiveness. And I'll boost them up a bit. I wonder if I can boost up that Romanian. He's at 66. I can. Cool. All right, so all those guys are up. And that takes care of my retreat. They're moving so slow. I have to save these guys before I can move these guys back. Now let's see what his attacks were. Okay, the old partisan activity this turn. Oh, down the Crimea. I'm not even there. What are the partisans doing down there? I'm not there. Oh, we did a whole bunch of stuff here. Cagliari for ground strike. 2, 3, 4. Striking the hell out of that guy, and he's still 20. Land combat. Oh. So we each lost 2 land. It's a 2-to-1 attack. Let's make sure I gave that guy a supply. Ooh, his effectiveness is 50. That's not good. Let's move him out of there and move this guy in. Oh, where was I here? See, when you click on these, they should make them go away. Okay, that's good. Oh, he had 2 attacks there. He took 5 and I took 2. Ground strike. God, he had another one there. He took 3 and I took 1. He's taken a lot of heavy casualties. Another ground strike ineffective. Another ground strike ineffective. Another land combat. Same hex. He took 5 and I took 2. Jesus, I should add these up. He's taken really heavy losses. Here. He took 0. Another ground strike. Holy moly, he took 11. I took 2. Boy, that hex has been under constant attack. How many operations points does he have? I don't know how many the Russians have. Those are just infantry. Germans have 5. Oh, I guess he's done about 5 attacks. Ground strike, strategic bombing. God, he keeps going after Brussels. So he lost the bomber, and Brussels took 3 damage points. And here's another strategic attack. He took 3 damage points. He didn't lose anything. And there's another partisan attempt. Okay. So losses so far. Russia's lost 23. Where the heck's Germany? Oh, here we go. So I've lost 16. Jesus, I didn't think I lost that many. Seems like a lot to me. But I guess this is the whole campaign thus far. It seems to me, okay, I surrounded a lot of units and eliminated them. You'd think he'd have a lot more losses than that. What can you say? So, this Vichy guy is still here, which means he has to be dealt with. Okay, we'll zip on down here. We'll go down to Toulouse. It should be the end of Vichy. Let's go see what these there are. Can I go on there? Oh, I overran a tactical group. Well, what that means is he takes 50% losses, and then he's put on the production schedule. So whenever that kind of unit comes out in production, which is a while, those air units take a while, it'll come out at half value. That's cool. Well, that didn't work out so hot, did it? I guess I'll have to go back to France. Leave some garrisons down. Oh, I've still got to rub out this guy. That's right. Now, let's see what the odds are. Oop. 9 to 1. I took 1, he took 8. That's the end of him. Okay. There's a level 3 port there. We'll have to move that guy down and take it. Okay. So I guess we'll relocate this aircraft and change the missions. This guy's a range at 10. Stoker. Let's put him there. This guy up there. fighters we'll put closer here. Well, we don't want them to be overwhelmed, do we? But they only have a range of 6. I'll put one on top of Lil. One up there. Oh, got one more. Let's put them right there. Okay, now I'm going to have to reset the missions of these guys. This guy's full support, that's good. This guy's got to be set to naval mission. Naval mission. Naval mission. Full support. Full support. Okay. Naval mission. Naval mission. Naval mission. Full support. Naval mission. Full support. Reset to naval mission. Full support. Naval mission. Okay, now we've got to give these guys some trucks. Because they're feeling tired with all that flying around. Some of these guys are down to 51%. They didn't do anything but fly. How's this armor doing? I guess I should build some more trucks. Oop. Let's Down to 74. Let's pump all this stuff up. What did this take? Oh, we must not be on a high enough supply hex. Yeah. These guys about run their supply. Okay. Now, these guys could use a boost. Especially this guy. Bring another unit up here just in case. And I should bring another one up here. Okay. Everybody got one. What's this guy doing here? Give him a truck bump. He's full support. Good. And we'll give him a truck bump. $42.48 for supply. Well, let's see. Why don't we build some truck supply? I think that'll be enough. Well, let's not be stingy. There. Okay. Now, let's see. We're just about out of time here. Okay, we had land combat. Oh yeah, with the Frenchie. Air unit overrun, okay. And we had partisan activity. Again, on Crimea, I'm not there. Okay, we had ground strike. Cagliari. 3, 4. Okay. Beat up that guy. We took 2 and 2. It was 2 to 1. Got lucky there. 2 to 1 again. He took 5, I took 2. Ground strike, nothing happened. He attacked again. He took 3, I took 1. Ground strike. Ground strike. Okay. Ooh. This was a 1 to 1. We got really lucky here because he took 2 and I took 5. Okay, ground strike, nothing, nothing. Land combat. Huh. He took 11 and I took 2. Boy, there's been a lot of combat at that hex. He must have a lot of operational points with those units. A lot more than 5. That's what I have for infantry. 0 ground strike. He lost 1 air unit on that ground strike. Bombing. He bombed Lulligan. He lost a bomber. Okay, got 3 damage points and didn't lose anything. And there's another partisan. Well, we're gonna go a little bit over, but we'll do the AI portion of the turn. I always like to start on my side of the turn. Vichy France surrender. Yes, they did. That's another nice thing. I really like that, where when you get close to their capital, they change their capital. I'm sure that's what they would do for Moscow. So if you got close to Moscow, they just moved the capital, probably in the Urals. And then they wouldn't surrender, because they'd always move the capital. Just they could move it way out of your reach. Whoop. 7-0. 5-0. Well, I'm taking hits, but he's taking massive hits. 2-0. 4-0. He made that Romanian retreat. He lost his will to fight. Well, in that case, oh, he bounced this guy back. He lost 6. I lost 0, but I got bounced back. Oh, the Russians are on the move. It's an attacking fool. Cagliari again. Psh. All right. Oh, got some more synthetic fuel. Oh, let's see what happened with the combat, and then that's it. Okay, we had some partisan activity. You can see that big red circle. So nothing happened there. They're just trying to cut rails, I'm sure. Jesus, look at the last turn. Ground strike. Cagliari, Cagliari, Cagliari. Same. Geez, he hit it with everything he had. And then, of course, he hits Amsterdam this time. He lost a bomber. Oh, I lost one of my fighters. Okay. He lost 6, I lost 1. He lost 5, I lost 2. Hex is under continuous attack. Look, he lost 7, I lost 4. 1-to-1 odds. Ground strike, no effect. No effect. Okay. He attacked 2 hexes. Let's see how that could be, but he lost 4, I lost 0. We each lost 2. He lost 5, I lost 3. Jesus. He lost 5, I lost 3. Ground strike, nothing. Okay, he lost 7, I lost 4. Oh, I bombed Paris, so I lost 3 production points. and a fighter. He lost a bomber. Partisan activity in Warsaw, nothing. And nothing there. Okay, well, very interesting. So it's the end of March. Holy cow. Very heavy rain. Okay, well, I can't move my cursor. Is the rain that heavy? Oh, this is weird. I can click on the unit, but I can't move my cursor. So the cursor responds. What the hell's going on here? I'll have to figure out what that means next time. For now, I'll end the turn. Oh, Jesus. I forgot. He's still going at it. What the hell happened here? Did he get another turn? Shit. Did it blow by my turn? God damn it. Yeah, that's looks like what it did. I don't think I clicked anything to signify the end of my turn, but maybe I did. I got fucked over. Because I've got those weak units out there. He's probably going to attack now. At least that one. Right here. Jesus, I might have attacked him. Yeah, he's going to attack those guys now. Yeah, damn it. Well, I guess those kind of errors happen in war, eh? That kind of sucks. Yeah, he can attack each of these guys on the shoulder if he wants. Plus that guy in the end, but he's a Romanian, so... Okay, now, Jesus Christ. Now, let's save it. I'm not going to do anything until next turn. We just... My cursor is working, but I can't scroll. Okay, I'll have to do this. Because my cursor won't scroll on the right click. And just for the hell of it, I'm going to check the odds here. Four to 1. Well, it's not too bad, actually. Well, these guys have recovered nicely down here. I'm going to take my line back 1. So I guess I'll just withdraw. I was going to do that anyway. Okay, so I don't know what the hell happened to that cursor. But that's it. Whoop, and we're done.